morning, my name is Carol Rojas and this is Notisur. Some people trapped in the rubble for hours were rescued. Emergency working, including experts from around the world, say they are still looking for people who may be alive in a pockets beneath the wreckage. How long have people survived? They usually decide to call of search and rescue attempts between 5 and 7 days after a disaster. 11 no one has been found alive for a day or two. However, people have been known to be rescued alive beyond this point. In May 2013, a woman was pulled from the roof of a factory building in Bangladesh. 16 days after it collapsed, workers heard her crying, "Oh, please save me," and used video and audio detection equipment to locate her exact position.
14 días después del derrumbe, la operación rescate llega a su fin. A partir de las 12 de la noche de este miércoles, la misión pasó a ser una de solo recuperación. Así lo informó Daniela Levin Cava, la alcaldesa del condado de Miami-Dade.
It is with deep, profound sadness.
Con profunda tristeza les comparto que tomamos la extremadamente difícil decisión de hacer la transición de la operación de búsqueda y rescate a la operación de recuperación.
Transition from operation search and rescue to recovery.
Gracias a los esfuerzos de hasta 200 rescatistas, 18 restos humanos más fueron hallados en los escombros del edificio el miércoles. Hasta el momento, el saldo del derrumbe es de 54 víctimas mortales y 86 desaparecidos. Y aunque se han utilizado todas las estrategias posibles y todas las tecnologías disponibles, las autoridades consideran que existen 0 posibilidades de encontrar sobrevivientes. Pero algunos mantienen la fe.
Heavy dropping intercept after the attacks were sealed. USA intelligence service have informed CNN that at least 2 phone calls were intercepted between members of an organization related to the terrorist Osama bin Laden, the first suspect in the attacks of the Twin Towers of Manhattan and the Pentagon in Washington. In calls, the terrorists say that 2 objects had been archived. The German, British, French, and Israeli Secret Service believed that the details of Tuesday's attacks against the United States show that their perpetrators come from the environment of the terrorists of bin Laden. According to the Director General of the German Cancelleria, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, the FBI also directs its fire investigation in this direction.
American Airlines emergency line, please state your emergency.
Hey, this is Nitty at American Airlines calling. I am monitoring a call in which Flight 11, the flight attendant is advising our reps that the pilot, everyone's been stabbed.
Flight 11?
Yep. They can't get into the cockpit is what I'm hearing.
Nobody move. Everything will be okay. If you try to make any move, you'll injure yourself and the airplane. Just stay quiet. Nobody move, please. We are going back to the airport. Don't try to make any stupid moves.
An unknown number of people were killed at the Pentagon. The attacks of September 11, 2001, also called by the numbers 9 and 11, were a series of 4 suicidal terrorists attacks committed on the morning of Tuesday, September 11, 2001 in the United States, allegedly by the network Al-Qaeda Jihadist War, be hijacking commercial planes to hit various targets, caused the death of 2,996 people, including 19 terrorists, the disappearance of 24 victims, and more than 25,000 wounded. Many of them with permanent injuries into the destruction of the entire World Trade Center building complex were recorded, most notably the Twin Towers in New York and serious damage to the Pentagon building, headquarters of the United States Department of the best. Economic losses were estimated at more than $10 billion. This episode praised the war on Afghanistan and the adoption by the government of George Bush and these allies of the so-called war on terrorist policy.
Stay on left. On the last one.
There's nobody up on 23?
No, they evacuated everybody down.
All right, they're probably going to the bar.
Yeah, a plane, the engine screaming, and then just an explosion. Glass, then everybody was running around.
So el vaccine is denounced against COVID-19. Brother posed by cats and other mammals that interact with humans will get 2 doses of the vaccine from solids. The vaccines will be given without anesthesia the zoo size. Animals such as gorillas have already begun the training to receive the vaccine according to Cincinnati Zoo. Our animal health team will have a careful planned strategy mapped out once we get started. Cincinnati Zoo's Director of Animal Sciences, David Orban, said they have been in close contact with zoos and other zoos that have administered shots to deter animals.
Be able to protect them, similar to we're trying to protect people.
Now that many of us Homo sapiens here in North America are vaccinated from COVID-19, zoologists at the Denver Zoo think it's time to help out our friends in other species.
It's very important to us to provide protection for our animals.
That protection in the form of a COVID vaccine specifically designed for animals. The Denver Zoo plans to start vaccinating its own animals starting as early as next week.
70% of our audience has received the vaccine, so they can see it in, hopefully see it in an animal.
The vaccine comes from a company called Zoetis, which sent its first batch of COVID vaccines to the Oakland Zoo in June. The company plans to donate 11,000 doses to 70 zoos across the United States. But not every animal is in need of a shot. Experts say it's only certain mammals that seem particularly at risk to COVID-19.
We haven't settled on the final list yet.